right. Welcome to the live stream. Let me get some analytics here, make sure that we got a good connection. Okay. All right. So, my name's Dan. This is Neo Mustangs. This is my Foxbody Mustang channel. We have recently returned home from the Foxtoberfest 2021, and we'll get some people in here before I get started. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, we usually do a live stream on Sundays. This channel is all about Fox bodies, so we had a really big event this past weekend, and I figured, you know, I'm super duper tired, but I figured it'd be kind of cool to do a live stream that kind of wrapped up, and we'll talk about things that happened at Foxtoberfest. We'll talk about, you know, some people I've seen and some people that you might know. What's up, Pat Turchin, Loch Fox, Doomsday? What's up, Staying Man? So, get right into it. You guys probably see the thumbnail. Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'll go through the week and stuff that we did, and we'll talk about some of the other content creators and some of the stuff that they're doing on their content. Kind of steer you guys towards some of it. Listen, the Foxtoberfest was absolutely epic. Like, there was, I don't know, I think final count was 718. Dude, there was 718 Fox bodies in one location. I have never been around that many Fox bodies in my life. So, I expected Foxtoberfest to be kind of like a, before I get off on my tangent, again, I stream in OBS, so if you get a buffer, I'm not going to lose signal. I've already kind of sort of fixed that for the most part. But as far as the, if you got some tech questions or something you want to ask me, you know, feel free, I'll go off on a tangent. I'm only going to live stream for about an hour. We'll sit here and talk. Usually my live stream has some sort of engagement. I'm top 5, top 10 or whatever. And we'll talk about some stuff like that but you know, this whole stream is basically, you know, about Foxtoberfest and what happened this past weekend, since it just happened yesterday. Anyway, what's up, Blue Collar? What's up, Frank Three Stains? Got a chance to meet Frank 3 up at the Foxtoberfest. What's up, Mikey Mike? Foxcast, are you having, that's for you, Caleb. Right there, bro. Foxcast in the house. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing a video with the Foxtoberfest. I figured I'd do a wrap up and talk and just basically kind of live stream about the things that I did. The videos that you should be looking for. I know Caleb's going to be coming out with one later this week. I don't know if it's Wednesday or Friday. He'll let you guys know. Of his event coverage, epic as usual. I know Gearhead 704 did a lot of content on Foxtoberfest. So my content on Oktoberfest is going to be a little bit different than theirs. So I don't want to, we all have our own little different angles of our content when we're talking about it. But I know Infamous Project just dropped one on Saturday, which means that he was doing a lot of work over the weekend, which was really cool to get his ready. So I'm pretty sure Blue Oval Media will have his ready here in the next few days. So if you guys really want to see what the actual whole event was all about, you need to go check out all that content, because there was a lot of footage, at least from those 3 or 4 content creators that I just mentioned, that honestly, you're not going to get the full grasp on the whole event unless you watch it all. Because some of us were at one end. Funky 5-0 was there as well. He had an event coverage, and I think he did a lot of stuff at the end. Like, not the end, but like literally, there was so many Fox bodies here, there's no way you could really take in all of them at once. And it was just insane. Absolutely insane. So I'm wearing the Tremor Cat today because I think it matches the Vengeance shirt. The Vengeance shirt, I was with the Hanlon Motorsports with Vengeance at the booth. So they set up a vendor booth, which was really cool. I was very humbled to be asked to do that, considering we're testing the TKX. So it was really cool. What's up, Dr. Mustangs? What do you set base idle to with a vacuum advanced dizzy on a carb swap? I don't really do a carb swap, Fox. I'm not even gonna lie to you, Mike. I hate to say it. I'm assuming What do I set base idle to? That's a hard question for me. Yeah, so Frank Three Stings also, there's a number of content creators that covered Foxtoberfest. I'm just going to tell you guys, kind of here at live stream, what I did. And then you'll see a videos. I did a ride along with Hanlon Motorsports. I did a ride along with Katie again. I was hoping to do a ride along with a couple other content creators, but we didn't get. It was raining all weekend. I mean, North Carolina had beautiful weather, but like it just kept raining for no reason. Like it wasn't even in the forecast. So you know Foxbody's even in stock form. If you start getting on down the street with them, you can get squirrely in a hurry. But what's up, Fat Boy Fox? Got a chance to meet Fat Boy Fox there. You interested in rebuilding a T56 for me? That's something that you probably want to send to Hanlon, my man. I'm so busy. I still got to get to Smitty Bad's transmission because I was kind of saving it kind of towards the fall-ish because the weathers are starting to break. But yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to do that for you, George. Anyways, 718 Foxbodies. That's how many showed up. And the weather was beautiful for the most part on the Saturday. Guys, if you're going to be setting up for an event, if you're going to try to make a Foxbody event, at least one a year, maybe two. They're getting rid of Mustang Week. That's the real big one because it's just so big. So Foxtoberfest and maybe like Ford Takeover, or Foxtoberfest and Mustang Week, which next year will be the last year or whatever. Guys, these events are I just had such a great time. I can't explain to you. I don't take vacations, and it felt like a vacation for once. And I got down there on a Wednesday, and I was able to drive my Black Fox around town for like the whole week. And it was just rowdy. I mean, there was Foxbodies like everywhere, and I got a chance to collaborate with like Funky 50 and of course Foxcast, Caleb at Foxcast Media and Infamous Project and 417 Fox was there. I'm sorry, he's gonna have a video coming out this week, I'm sure, but we had a great time. Are you close to PA? I am. Mike, we're back to working on my girlfriend's car. I snapped the oil pump shaft in my turbo car. Time for yeah, I mean that'd be one way to get get an ARP shaft, Mike. Make sure you get one of them hardened ARP shafts. The performance oil pumps, they come with the hardened their own version of it, but the last melting. If you look at my video from the last when I did the last engine build, the 500 horsepower engine build, Mike, you can get a standard volume performance oil pump, and it comes with the hardened shaft. So, and I think it comes with some of the hardware and stuff. So instead of having to buy things twice or buy everything at once, you know what I'm saying, Mike? So you can get it all in one package. Since you're already buying the shaft for the oil pump drive, you might as well just buy the oil pump. What's Foxtober? Where's Foxtober held? It's actually in Concord, North Carolina. Now, I want to give a shout out to Jen and Matt who run and own Fox Mustang Resto FMR. This is also the home base for most of Gearhead 704's content. I think it's safe to say that. I think they're in collaboration or whatever. So naturally, Gearhead 704 was there a lot, and he helped run the event. It was an epic success with 718. I mean, I've never heard of an event even close to that, or even half that. Foxbody. Well, I think FTO. If Caleb's watching still, I think FTO had a big number. But anyways, good evening, Howard. Timmy Two Wires, what's up, my man? You have an email, I have a few questions. Yeah, if you guys, I did have a lot of merch there. You guys know I have like one t-shirt. This is the Vengeance one. This is one of my sponsors, I guess you want to say it. They be testing their twin disc next. We'll talk about that later on. I'm going to come back to Vengeance, and the reason why I'm wearing their shirt kind of goes back to the Foxtoberfest as well, because we got to talk about Blue Oval Media's car with this clutch as well, and I think it's safe to talk about that. And he also talks about it in extent in his video that's going to be coming out. But anyway, neomustangs@hotmail.com is the base email for the channel for the most part. So if you have merch requests, hats, t-shirts, whatever, or have a question, you want to talk to me in email, go ahead and send me an email there. Anyway, hooked after the GT40 build on Dad's car. So after 4 months, my Terminator X came in, and I'm impressed. Been watching your videos and others. Yeah. So I want to actually talk a little bit about Foxtoberfest, and to double back on the Terminator X and the binary editor. We're going to go kind of off on a tangent here a little bit. So Foxtoberfest, I got there Wednesday because Wednesday had the rooftop party in the kind of the open house for FMR, which is Fox Mustang Resto, and they had a rooftop party. I ended up going to I didn't get a chance to make that event that night. That was Wednesday. Thursday, I got up in the morning. We drove around. Me and Katie drove around and hit some stores and had some fun with the black turbo or whatever. But Thursday night, unfortunately, it was just raining. It was just terrible. And you'll see it in the videos. But it was actually kind of, a good thing because we all got to kind of collaborate. I got to see Tip, the Infamous Project. I think Mike 417, Fox, Caleb was there, Foxcast. I'll keep ramming them off. Gearhead 704, Kenny Shaw, Blue Oval Media, and Darius. A lot of people you guys are familiar with. Anyways, we ended up talking to Matt at Leach Motorsports, and this is where I'm going to the Terminator X. And we got to talking, and I don't know if you guys have watched last week a brutal stream about binary editor, but man, he and I went back and forth. Me and Leach, or Matt, Cody, and them. Binary editor. I mean, Terminator X has got. It'll help you get started, and I'm not going to pull the rug out from under Terminator X because it's a good program. But I mean, if you have the option to take your car and get it tuned, and I'm not selling this for Leach Motorsports, I'm not selling this for TI Dyno that we tune at either. It's just preference. Obviously, black car and white car are on A9Ls with factory computers, and we tune it on binary editor or modes quarter horse. But long story short, my car still run the whole weekend. My black car run perfect, absolutely perfect, and that goes to say, because I mean, it makes 650 and it makes good horsepower, so even in the more extreme builds versus a stock build, the shit still works. So don't give up on binary editor and A9Ls if you can find a tuner to help you out with modes quarter horse, because there's some hidden issues in Terminator X that some people have to deal with, some people don't pay attention to, that just I never really knew that were there. So I don't want to throw the rug out from underneath it, because I'm still going to try to use it. Let me answer some questions here. After 4 months, or blue collar, how important is intercolor size? It's very important. If you guys, I don't care if you have a stock block 302, I don't care if you have a 408, run it on a 4-inch intercooler. Your IATs directly reflect. If your intake air temperature is too high, then it's going to start pulling timing. It's going to be it's not good. You want your air intake temperatures to be cool. Most of the 302 base kits from On3, from B&G, Helion, all that stuff usually come with their own 3-inch intercooler. But if you have the opportunity to put a 4-inch in, they fit just fine in Foxbodies. You will need a clearance on an LX front bumper, as per usual. But GTs are tight, but they'll fit. So, all right, I appreciate the super chat, my man Mike, 1999. Got a boogie. Cowboys are on, and man, my girlfriend likes the Cowboys. She loves the Cowboys. Have a good night. Hey man, I appreciate the super chat to help out the channel, my dude. Hanlon Motorsports. Oh, it runs. I got Hanlon Motorsports in the car. You guys will see the footage. Like I said, my video is going to be a little bit different. A lot of great coverage from Blue Oval, a lot of great coverage from 704, Frank 3 Stangs, Funky 5. Well, there's a lot of content out there. Guys, go watch that stuff. You'll be able to see all the Fox bodies. I'm going to be honest with you, you probably won't see a lot of the same Fox bodies in the same video. You see what I'm saying? So you got to go check those videos out. Foxcast. I mean, you guys got to go check those videos out, because there was 714 there. Even if I time-lapsed 718 Fox bodies, I'd have a 10-minute video. And that was just start to finish. So, yeah. I'm going to actually talk about a couple cars that really impressed me too, towards the end of the live stream or here shortly. But we're into Thursday right now. While I was talking about Thursday, we'll talk about that here in a second. So let me get into some of these questions. Up to this year, Foxtoberfest was held at Intimidator Stadium. The event has outgrown that venue. Now it's in and around the Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's correct. So I want to double back on that real quick, what Howard said. Guys, 718 Foxbody, excuse me, filled up that whole parking lot in the front of the Speedway. It literally is at the point now to where it almost needs to grow again. And it could almost, if I had anything to say about it, if there was any way to do it, it would double up on a 2-day event. I mean, I don't know how you would, most people probably want to take their Fox bodies away because they don't want nobody to mess with it. But, Foxtoberfest is at the point now to where it could easily be a 2-day event. And just so, one day you have like the Dyno Challenger shootout, and the next day you have you could just do so much with it. And I'm not making suggestions to FMR. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm just talking there's just so much. If I would have had a second day of maybe like 3 or 4 hours, kind of like what swap meets do. Like I go to a swap meet, it's like 7 or 8 hours for the first day, because that's usually the busy day. And then the second day is only like 5 or 4 hours. And then they do something cool that day, whatever, and they wrap up the event with the awards or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how people would think about leaving their Fox body overnight. That would be kind of tough, I think. Pat Turchin found a bent valve in passenger side 302, snapped a push rod. When did you do that? Ain't nobody been racing up here north that I know of. You heard of Dillsburg? I haven't. What's up, Broken Tool? Outfox GT. Oh man. So Outfox GT here in chat is the red GT who had a carbon. He had a real custom interior, much like War Admiral did. There was a lot of them that had custom interior, but he did a kind of lot of himself with the carbon fiber. But he had an old school. I think he had an old school Paxton, and just came to the show absolutely not running right. And I think Leach ended up spending a lot of time with him that day, and I think he got you cleared out pretty good, right, on the A9L, the binary editor. Leach and his team got my car running perfect by the time the event was over. Can't say enough. Yeah. So I mean, you came to the event and it was a shit show, and then he left with a car that ran very well. So I don't know. There's things to be said about the binary editor still. And that's old school technology. Just did my different clutches thanks to the install video. Helped me out. I appreciate that. You talking about in the differential? Loch Ness, you all have your own flavor on things. That's right. Yeah, like I said, I did some dyno footage because I'm a dyno queen. I love to do that stuff. So, not a jack stand queen, dyno queen. Anyway, I didn't get a chance to get on the dyno, but I wasn't really worried about it. I'm probably gonna go to a dyno jet here locally, but I wasn't. I would have to set the car up to do the dyno. I wasn't at that time. By the time they even got to the last Fox body, it was like 5:20. So I was like, the event's already over. People are leaving. I'm like, I'm not gonna bother. Power Curve, which Power Curve was the mobile dyno that was there. The guy was super nice, super knowledgeable. There was a car there that made 1,400 horsepower, which is absolutely insane. I remember that. I mean, that tire literally came over on the roller. So, Justin Elliott, do it like Rod Run in Pigeon Forge. They have a Friday and Saturday, leave Sunday. The whole strip is the car to car roaming. That's cool. So I got an actual chance to get a really cool. Good evening. May I ask what the topic of your live is? We're talking about Foxtoberfest. It's right there in the title, my man Sid. It's just a post-stream wrap-up. We had Foxtoberfest this past weekend, so past half week for the most part. So we're just talking about some of the things that happened there. I mean, if people want to listen to them. Pat Turchin, it broke that day we have Rainbow's Children race at Thompson. Yellow Fox Body guy, how we doing? Never got a chance to speak with you yesterday, but I did enjoy the show. Yes, sir. Now, were you the guy in the all yellow? Like, okay. So Friday, we talk about Thursday. Thursday, we were at Caraba's Brewing Company or something like that. And then Friday's venue, outside of the poker run, where you drove around the city endlessly to find these poker chips or poker things to create a hand. It was kind of a really cool little event inside of the event. Give you guys something to do during the day. So Friday night, we had a kind of a costume party and a pre-meet at the Embassy Suites where a lot of the Foxbodies were sitting, and there was several hundred, 200 or 300 there, kind of like Caleb's was at the Fox Takeover or Ford Takeover, and there was a guy there that had a yellow, a completely yellow, like tuxedo on. That must be that. I think that's what somebody said. That's the yellow Foxbody guy. I was just like, I didn't get a chance to, there was just so many people there. You can talk. You only can talk to so many people at once. So I mean, you try to get out and kind of collaborate, but it is what it is. We'll get you next time. What did KSD make? I'm gonna go ahead and leave that for a question mark. I'm not gonna put Kenny Sean's dyno number on my live stream. That's for him to bring out in his video. You know what I mean? It's kind of he made a good number, and which brings me into vengeance. So if you've been watching, oh shoot, give me 1 second here. I'll be right back. It's raining. I gotta fix my cable. Alright. It just won't stop raining in October, boys. God, no. Alright, so let me get back into the never got a chance. Absolutely, he got it running to the man. He spent 2 days. Okay. Dylan Switzer, I'm doing a MAF and T5 swap on the 88 notch. I bought an A9P and a new MAF harness that will pin into my existing harness plug using this setup. Should I be able to reuse my O2 harness, right? Yes. If you're using an A9, if you already have an automatic, the computer follows the O2 harness. So if your car was already automatic and you're going to run an A9P, that's fine. Run an A9P. The only time you have a problem, the only time you guys niche this into your head, if you're doing a MAF swap or somebody's doing a MAF swap, ask a question like that. The only time it matters is when you're putting an A9L in a car. When you're putting in or X3Z, which is a Cobra computer, or A3M, or A9S, or whatever. I mean, anything that's A9P is kind of universal, so it would actually work on either O2 harness. But you want to pin it out for the A9P anyway. So, Greg, is that Bruo? Is 30-pound injectors enough for 347 scat? Yes. Yes, absolutely. I would put 42s in it, but 30s will get you by. You'd be running out of fuel about 6,000. Justin Elliott, did you get some custom beer cans with the... No, if you wanted to order those, I think Jen and Matt at FMR can still get them. I think they had their tent, man. Their tent was blowed up, man. They had such a great time at this event. I mean, it's great. Like you can see the heartbeat of Foxbodies at this event. Does that make sense? And I'm not selling it for Matt and Jen. I don't really know them that well, but I know that Matt has forgotten more about Foxbodies than most people know last week. And he's just that knowledgeable about them, and just all of them, just the part numbers, and so isn't Jen for that matter. So the heartbeat of Foxbodies, I mean, you can just see the commerce that was going on with, with Foxcast and Vengeance and Hanlon Motorsports and 417 Fox. I think there was a Carter Customs was there, Prestige Engine Builds was there, FMR was there in this massive tent, Power Curve at Dyno, and there was even a swap meet And that was even pretty big. I don't know. If you guys can put one on the calendar next year, and it's not Ford Takeover, which is going to be getting a date here soon. I think I can safely say that. It's getting planned. So look forward to seeing here about that. Then Ford Takeover would be Foxtoberfest would definitely be one of the ones that I'd want to do. Yes, I will have all yellow. Yeah, I think who pointed you out? I think it was Sean. I think Funky50 pointed you out. He said, "There's yellow guy Foxbody, or yellow Foxbody guy," and I'm like, the guy in the yellow suit. I was just like, what? I was trying to figure out what he was dressed up as. I was guessing the mask and shit. I didn't know. KSD has tried all summer, and I was just So again, going back to Kenny Sean's dyno number, you guys go over his channel, watch his video when he brings it out. But in collaboration with Vengeance, if you guys watch his channel, which you should be, he had a clutch issue last week, and Chris at Vengeance came through balling. So he had that thing there like literally that next day morning, and Kenny put it in. Kenny didn't even really put much time on the clutch because he didn't have it, and he went over there and made a really, really good number that was impressive on this clutch. And so I want to shout out Chris, not only for getting that clutch to Kenny that fast, but for the holding power underneath the fact that it really wasn't even kind of wore in for the most part. So I was impressed with that. And you guys know we got a Vengeance clutch here at the shelf that we're going to be testing as well when we start messing with this winter. What's up, Greg? He said, bro, can you run any camshaft with a new Holley system? Yes. Has been for mine, Greg. Okay. Trying to get back into the chat here. So you guys got questions, let me know, and then we'll continue talking about Foxtoberfest. Like I said, I got there Wednesday. They had a rooftop party. We're at the brewing part where we were talking about the brewing, and then we'll go into Friday. You bet, Willie. You heard of Ponies and the Smokies? I've heard of that one. Someone said something about that, Justin. What's up, Roy Gustafson? I ain't seen you in a while, my man. So anyways, going back to Foxtoberfest Thursday, there was about 5 o'clock, there was I don't know the name of it, Carrabba's Brewing Company, Gearhead 704 had an event there. I think that's what it was called. And I think he was hosting it for the YouTubers. And, you know, I had Kenny Sean there from Blue Oval, Gearhead, Foxcast made it, I made it, 417 Fox, Funky50 was there, Sean. We even raided Paul DeFox's channel when he went live Friday night or Thursday night, so it was pretty cool. But it rained like hell. It was a little chilly. A lot of Foxbodies in the rain. Everybody was a little upset because they had to detail them and stuff like that. But we got a chance to all hang out, you know, have a little bit of fun, joke, have a little fun. And that was pretty much Thursday. It was just cold and rainy. We just lots of laughter, man. Lots of, hello, how you doing? Meeting people, seeing some subscribers. Lots of subscribers. I mean, oh, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting Jim at Fox Chamber. I don't know how I'm forgetting him. So he was another guy that was there at the event the whole time. And I'm sure he's going to have a really nice video coming out. The Illuminati himself. Then there was my dyno number. Yeah. So we'll get to that, Funky. Friday itself was a pretty good day for the most part. I stayed at the Hilton. It was just, you could just see more Foxbodies raid this city. And this was a city, like Concord was a city like super busy. So it had already been like massively populated. And it just, you kept seeing more and more Foxbodies, and you could hear them. You could hear them and not see them. They're just like, man, I had my head on a swivel. I was just like, man, I hear Flowmasters over here, I hear Borlas over here, and it was just Foxbodies everywhere. I had a chance to talk to so many people on Friday. It was ridiculous. Really good weather in the middle of the day. and then they had the pre-meet. Now, the way the event happened at the pre-meet was we all met. Embassy Suites was the host hotel, and the reason why they used the host hotel there is because they had a huge backlot, and we were able to fill that whole backlot for the most part, or at least 3/4 of it, with Foxbodies just in general. Just Foxbodies freaking everywhere. I think even Adam brought his Thunderbird. If you guys know Adam, I'm not even going to try to say his last name, but he's on Foxcast Media's channel where he's painting Foxcast, his red car. Adam brought the Coyote swapped Thunderbird down. He was even there. So, anyway, that was Friday. Saturday was the event, and most of the people were there on Saturday. It was, it started out pretty cold, but ended up warming up pretty good. Let me tell you what. If I could move somewhere, I would probably move to Concord, North Carolina. It had like every store possible. First of all, like just I'm talking on the personal side, non-Foxbody related. But the one thing that I liked the most about Concord, North Carolina, not only was the Charlotte Motorsports Speedway, but right freaking next to the Speedway was a dirt track. And like when we were leaving Saturday night, you could see the dirt in the air from where they were running laps around that track. And then right next to that was a freaking drag strip. They were all interconnected. And I'm like, this is just motorsports at its best. And there was even like a little carnival across the street for you and my, I could go to the carnival with my kids. So it was like a one-stop shop for a car guy like me. And I'm just like, man, I don't even have to go anywhere. You got a drag strip here. I'll build a dirt car for that track. And then you got the Charlotte Motorsports Speedway. So I was just like, wow, that's all in one place? No way. So Z-Max was the name of the drag strip. I was hoping to send the black car on a pass. I did bring my slicks with me and my stuff to switch over for racing on Friday night. But I walked into Z-Max, the drag strip. I was like, hey man, you guys got any Gambler race or Test a Tune? And the guy looked at me funny. He's like, Z-Max ain't been open for like a year. And I'm like, well, hit the damn switch and throw me some glue down. I'm ready to send this shit. He just laughed. But I guess COVID shut them down a year ago. And they just never reopened it, which didn't make any sense. They had the dirt track open. It is what it is. Missed opportunities. 5 Point Funky, we got the cops to show up on us in the parking garage Wednesday on downtown Concord. Really? They made you guys all leave? Loch Ness, I have the worst luck. That flood has corroded my wiring. It started smoking Friday evening. Had to tow it home. I have the dash out. Are you serious? Do you know what wiring it was? Broken tool. I saw a nice Fox today. Rarity in my parts. Told him about you and Funky and Brutal, and he never heard of y'all. That's crazy, especially Brutal for that matter. I got a chance to talk to Fox Chamber quite a bit this weekend. So I did leave him out earlier in the stream. There was a lot of content creators there. So my apologies, Jim. Man, he's such a nice guy. The Illuminati himself. There is a dirt track right next to me. Yeah, so literally in Concord, North Carolina, it's Z-Max drag strip, which looks amazing. And then there's the dirt track, and it's a car guy's dream, man, to have all that stuff set right there. Come on, bro. And the best part about it is there's probably a straightaway with 4 lanes about half a mile long that's dead straight that you can go ahead and... I made a couple pulls on that street right there in front of the drag strip. It was huge. It was great. Wait, Z-Max is a 4-lane drag strip? I got a chance to peek through the window, like of the box, because you come into the front and then those. So yeah, sometimes you're gonna get the stream to, it's gonna stop, it'll buffer, it'll come back. It's raining out, so it's gonna do that for you. I guarantee it's gonna do that. So don't worry about it. Loch Ness, I appreciate the $20 super chat, my man. You got a little bionic arm there and a hippo. Is that a missile on its head, bro? So anyways, back to Vengeance. I got a chance to meet Chris at Vengeance. Guys, if you guys are looking for a clutch, the guy will set you up. I've been running McLeod's for a long time, and after this past weekend, I'm gonna tell you, I have faith in his clutch. And I don't know if you guys know this or not. I'm gonna go grab this real quick. I was trying to make the horsepower challenge at the Foxtoberfest. And if you watched my live stream last week, you got a chance to see I got a BFT, a big turbo here for the black car. Now this is just a BS Racing one. This is similar to the one that I sold David Willis recently. So I think we're gonna stick this on the Black Fox, and we're gonna start doing some binary tune, go up on some quarter horse, because the 7675 was choking up to begin with on the 363, because the 363 should make more power, quite a bit more power. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach this 8096. It's got a 125 housing. It's a big housing. My buddy Mike's turbo. So we're gonna attach this housing. We're gonna attach this turbo. And we're gonna see if the B&G kit fits pretty well, and we're gonna make some power. So that's the plans we plan on doing with the black car, and we're going to be taking the clutch out of the black car to go get it rebuilt over the winter, and we're gonna stick Chris's Vengeance clutch in there, and we're gonna leave it in there for a while with the TKX. Z-Max hasn't been closed for a year. They were running NHRA there. Yes, it is a 4-wide. Well, the guy that told me in the damn office, he said they hadn't been open for like a year. So that guy must be lost in time. He must be part of the Marty McFly Gearhead 704 thing where they went back in time. I don't know. Because he was Marty McFly at the custom. You guys should see it. Wait till you see his video. It looks good. Z-Max wasn't ready for that step-in and flamethrower. Hey, so I'm driving. Hanlon always trying to get me in trouble. Always trying to get me in trouble. 3 Terminators around me. We're driving down the damn street. He's like, go up on some two-step and let's go gap them. I'm like, come on, bro. Well, whatever. He's like, let's take them to Gapplebee's. So don't let Hanlon fool you, my man. Don't let Hanlon fool you. That guy right there, he'll get you a ticket. So anyways, I got my two-step step up on my black car, right? And you guys all know I got a 3.5-inch exhaust with boreless. So we're sitting there, where were we at? Texas Roadhouse. He's like, go up on some two-step, see some flames come out. So I brought it up on two-step, and literally there was like 3-inch flames that came out my tailpipes. So I thought that was really cool. Dumb. I mean, everybody was like, what the hell? So, all right, Frank, we'll see you later, my man. You guys go check out his channel. He just, if you want to check out some Foxtoberfest stuff. Hell yeah, it's going to be a monster. That's right. What's up, Corey? Funky 50, 72-year-old John Forrest just won there this year. Okay, I didn't know that. Anyway, so again, Saturday they had a swap meet at Foxtoberfest, which I thought was cool as shit. I ended up buying I bought like 4 bins of stuff, because I'm always restoring like parts, like dash parts and console parts and whatever for the Foxbody. So I ended up grabbing like all these totes and just started throwing shit in them. It was a good time. I love swap meet stuff. It's like my equivalent to a shoe addiction. Yeah, I didn't know it was that. Is it really that loud, Andrew? It can't be that loud. So I ended up Saturday, humbly getting into the booth next to Hanlon and Claude. So I was like front and center right there with the Black Fox. I thought it was pretty cool. Damn, I'm bald as shit, ain't I? I just see myself in the screen down here. What else? So the Dyno The mobile dyno I thought was really cool. I thought, oh, Leach Motorsports was another vendor that was there. He was doing some tuning. He did some tuning on Outfox and GT all day for the most part. But he got his car straight, man. That's what it's all about. What else? Oh, I forgot a big one. Friday, was it Saturday? Was it Friday? Friday, Hanlon. We were with Mustang Club of America, and this would be good conversation. We did a podcast with Mustang Club of America, if you guys know who they are, and we ended up doing the Infamous Project, Blue Oval Media, Kenny Sean, Hanlon Motorsports as a Tremec Elite distributor, and 417 Fox with his merch line and his YouTube channel. We ended up having a great hour and a half conversation on 2 hour conversation on a podcast, and we were talking about what do you guys feel? You know what? This would be a good conversation. Instead of continuing to talk about Foxtoberfest, guys, go check out the conversation or the content that's out there with all the content creators I told you. I mean, I'm telling you, all these guys will have videos out, and you'll probably be hard pressed to see the same Foxbody twice. There's just that many. So make sure you check out their contents. Here's what I want to shift gears with the live stream for the next 30 minutes or whatever, 20 minutes. The podcast actually was super interesting because it is almost like the MCA was reaching out to us. It's like, how do we bridge a gap, or bridge the gap between the first gen guys with MCA and the Foxbody crowd? Because obviously the Foxbody crowd, naturally, and I'll probably end up changing the title a little bit to add this to it, but we had probably a 2 hour discussion that you guys would have loved to seen live, and I probably should have had Katie go live on my phone while we were shooting, and you guys could have listened to the conversation. There was some really good conversation, but like, it's like if we were to show up to an MCA event with like 50 Fox bodies, I mean, it just, that sheer, like awkwardness, how do we bridge the gap where Mustangs are Mustangs, and the YouTube and the trying to get the first gen and the MCA more involved with just the Mustangs in general. And there was a lot of good questions that he was asking. I mean, Hanlon, if you remember some of the questions that he was asking, maybe I can talk about that a little bit here on my live stream. We won't mention you here. Thanks, Sean. I looked in the mirror by accident the other day, and so I guess the podcast was kind of revolved around kind of the introduction of like the Infamous Project, Kenny Sean, myself, and Hanlon, and some of the other content creators. And I think it was, how we have taken what we have created on YouTube, and we've integrated, so much, facial value of our Fox bodies and the actual genre itself. Like, and I think the Mustang Clubs of America I think that's where they're, and the guy that we were talking to, I want to say his name was Mike. What was his name, Andrew? He was asking some pretty legit questions. I can't remember it being one of them. He was just asking us questions more than anything. But he was trying to kind of maybe he was making a podcast so he could kind of bring what we have going on in our Fox body. Guys, our genre is super rich. Like, there's so much content and there's so many people following Fox bodies. It's really a good time to be in it and be part of it. And what I like to do when I go to a car show, I'm usually the only Fox body here in the area that goes to the damn car show, because there's only a couple of them around here. But I mean, they're starting to, they're starting to see more and more in my area. But it shouldn't be about like being shunned or not wanting to go see this 65 coupe or Resto mod, I think where he was trying to get, and Andrew, help me out here. Yeah, he's the director of the Mustang Museum. I forget his name. I think what he was trying to do was trying to have it to where he sits on the board for MCA, and he would like to bridge out to more content for the first gen guys and the MCA club themselves, because I mean that club's been around for it's years, just decades. But we did get a lot of compliments as a genre on how well the heartbeat of the Foxbody community is, and you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, you watch Brutal, you watch Foxcast. I mean, there's a lot of people getting into Fox bodies because it's just, I mean, obviously it's our passion, right? For some guys, for some people, Fox bodies might be the only thing they have. They might have a shitty life, they might have a shitty job that they hate, and Fox bodies are a symbol or an escape in their life. And I may be talking to some of y'all right now, and that's a great, and Fox bodies are such a great thing to invest your time in, because there's just so many mods and so many things you can do to them, but it's just the community itself. You know what I mean? It's strong and it's deep. And I think some of these other communities, these other generations, or these other car clubs are starting to catch notice of that. And it's all really based off of what we got going on right here, right now. I mean, you got people sitting here listening to me ramble. I mean, we're talking about Fox bodies. I'm just sitting here talking about the genre. And it's all ran by you guys. And this weekend, it showed. We wanted to make 500 Fox bodies. That we're going to make 700 Fox bodies up here or there. And it could have been more. Next year, it could be 800. It could be 1,000. We don't know. This is going to continue to grow because it's huge. It's the last event of the year. Pretty much anybody north of Virginia is going to start getting shut down with the with the weather and stuff, and it's time for some Resto mod. It's time to put the car away and store it, or finish some winter project, or do whatever you got to do. Andrew, let me get back in the chat here, guys, and let's just discuss that. I mean, it's just how do you guys feel about the genre? I mean, do you really think it's that strong? I mean, we're being noticed, and this is what we talked about in the podcast when I got invited to the podcast. For like literally 2 hours, we had all different opinions that pretty much came to the same spot. Me and Chris at the Infamous Project, and Kenny at Blue Oval, and Andrew here, and you're getting a elite vendor's point of view. I mean, you're getting a merchant point of view. You're getting a Infamous Project does a lot of different builds that a lot of people don't understand, with the lowering and the style, and, Kenny, Sean, and myself. I mean, you got all different types of opinions there that are all kind of converging on the same, same idea that how rich our genre is and for what we do. And it's all driven by you guys right here in chat. It's all driven by you guys. We do this because you're listening. You know what I mean? I mean, I love Fox bodies. I would do it anyways. I've been doing this for 25 years. But I can get in front of a camera and talk about it. Man, I'll do it all day long. It's garage top. It's just shop top. We're just sitting here bullshitting. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of car clubs that can't do that. So, we're gaining notice. We're getting noticed. Demon Fox 50, what's up, my man? I ain't seen you in a while. What's up, MJ83GT? Car looking good at the show. I appreciate you. Hey, I didn't get a chance to see you. I think you were there. I seen a shirt. I wanted to say that it was you. Logness Fox, my phone died and I didn't get, okay. Where did I start? Okay, at the fuse block. Steve Hall, that's it. Where'd I get Mike from? The Real Fox Body Act. What up, man? Got a chance to see him as well. Real Fox Body Addicts on Facebook, guys. Go check them out. Along with Chris Long. Chris Long was with us all weekend. 30,000 followers on the Fox Body Mafia. Go check that out. What's up, Nathan Tuck? It's definitely an escape for me. Yeah, so that's what I was telling. That was one of the things that I had mentioned in our podcast. I was talking about, you guys know I coach football. You guys know I do a lot of fitness. I don't bring none of that to the channel. You guys know I do it. We're here to talk about Fox bodies. But I want to metaphorically apply some of the stuff that I was doing in my other, in my personal life. Like, it's the same thing with football. Like, when I'm coaching kids, football might be the only thing that they have. So naturally, me getting in front of a camera, me doing the content creation, it makes it a little, it's no different than me coaching another kid. Now, I might get into a little bit too much coaching and how to and shit and bore the hell out of you. That's my bad. But, it's just, I want to show you what I'm doing, whether boring or whether funny. That's why I like to add Katie into the videos sometimes. And I like to add the bloopers, and me and Cousin Paul and Cousin Fred, which I love to death like my brothers. We have a little fun with the channel sometimes, but I got to do due diligence to, some of these people, like I said, they may have just crappy lives and crappy jobs, and Fox Bodies is the escape. So I don't like to waste their, I don't like to waste their time. I like to bring as much content as I can, and and if they're willing to listen, then I'm willing to, willing to talk about it. What's up, Donnie B? Anderson Ford Motorsport in the house. Good to see you, my man. King's Auto Speed. I appreciate you guys that are making content. I love Fox Bodies. I'm just hey, 4 eyes are Fox Bodies. Period. End of story. They just have their own different generation. Not really. I mean, to me, there was a bunch of 4 eyes there. There was a Coyote Swap T-Top Tom. He came with, I think he came with Adam, if I remember correctly. There's a bunch of 4 eyes there. Broken Boston Beaters. The sport of the Fox Bodies is great. It seems that work you want to get done in the winter never ends. That's correct. Demon Fox, the Fox Body community is awesome. Yeah, I mean, and it's just, there's a lot of guys in the Fox Body community, and there's a lot of YouTube guys jumping in, a lot of Instagram. I actually just ended up making my first freaking Instagram reel this weekend. I don't know if you guys are on Instagram, but obviously at Neo Mustangs is what my Instagram is. But Chris was poking a little bit of fun because he's got quite a bit of following with the Dutch stuff on the Infamous Project. And, so doesn't Foxcast, of course, has a huge following on Instagram. And, this is like my first weekend making a reel. I mean, I suck at Instagram. I only have like 1,500 followers. But yeah, there's a lot of, I got to see, some of the cars that are on Instagram that are super popular. You guys know War Admiral? That guy was legit. Let me tell you what, we was pulling in, and I got footage of this shit. We pulled into the parking lot kind of on, I think it was Wednesday, or was it, I think it was Thursday. We pulled into the parking lot where we were going to have the show at. And Foxy Brown, now, if you don't know Foxy Brown, go to Instagram. This car is freaking beautiful. Right next to it was War Admiral. Now, I don't know if you guys follow War Admiral on Instagram. He's got quite a bit of followers. And like I pulled in, and this dude was looking at me, and he's just like, I know who you are. And I ended up having a really good time with him. We ended up just bullshitting for like hours. And that's just the way the Fox Body community is. It's just, it's the collaboration with other people that share the same passion. And he ended up showing me Foxy Brown, which was driven by a friend of the guy who owns it at the show. And there was just so much detail on these cars. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. So if you guys get a chance to check out those cars on Instagram, I got a chance to actually see, I think there was like an Italian Stallion car. I think he's got a pretty large following on Instagram. But I guess that's where Instagram kind of is. It's not following the person more than it is following the vehicle. So, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Happy Halloween. Yep. People are probably, I forgot today was Halloween. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I got up at 2 a.m. this morning and drove 10 hours home so I could make the Cleveland Browns game and watch them lose, of course. But I'm like a zombie right now. I'm tired. But I had to live stream, man. I wanted to live stream with you guys. And I wanted to talk to you about what happened at Foxtoberfest, have some cool stuff. There was just so much shit. There's so many funnies. Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake all day. That's all I'm going to say. You got to watch 417 Fox to catch that. But Justin Elliott, we appreciate it, bud. Personally look forward to these videos on YouTube. Yeah. So what are we doing this week? I'm going to get you guys the Foxtoberfest video. I'm actually driving around a lot, if that's cool. I'm going to show a little bit of event coverage, but again, all those content creators I told you are going to have a lot of good coverage of the Mustangs on Saturday. So I'm just going to show you my experience, and I'm just going to kind of vlog a little bit on like what happened with me and just kind of like the normal. So that'd be kind of a decent little video. But as for the other video, because you know I put out 2 a week-ish, I'm thinking about taking Dad's car back to the dyno to do a comparison video. What do you guys think about that? Take the Fobra motor over for the dyno comparison versus the stock motor. I think that's in order. Get a chance to check the AFR on it too and see if maybe we can throw some nitrous at it. But a lot of tracks are shutting down here in Northeast Ohio, and I'm trying to run a 990 on a TKX with the black car, and I just got brand new slicks for the white car because I beat the sidewalls out of the other one, and we're trying to go you know, 9-teens, 920s in that, or at least get close. So what do you guys think of that video? We'll do a dyno. Let's do it. You want to do a dyno video this week with Pop's car? Is that what we want to do? See how much power it makes on that Fobra motor I made, the GT40 head, intake, Cobra cam, speed density. Hey, so I'm actually going to take a phone call. Andrew Hanlon, why don't you go ahead and join us on the stream today? And we could talk a little bit about Foxtoberfest, and we could talk a little bit about, you know, what we had been talking about with the transition. So if you want to call, you guys want to, if you want to call in, Andrew, we'll do that for the last, you know, 20 or 30 minutes. He's probably on his phone, so he probably won't even be able to see the chat then. But that's okay. I don't know why I'm drinking coffee at 9 o'clock. It's not like it's going to matter. But anyway. If you guys notice, we had a parts car in the back. I'm gonna spin you around here. We got a subframe connector that's for Dad's car. We're going to put coilovers on Dad's car. We figured we had to change the K-member anyways, so that's one of the mods that we're going to be doing to Dad's car as well. We're going to go ahead and put the old school K-member back in the other car that we had parts car for. So yeah, I think that's going to be a great video. What else happened that was funny? Let me tell you probably the best looking car, the car that caught my eye the most this past weekend while we wait for Andrew. I probably, if I had to be impressed with the most car, the best car, there were so many good Fox bodies there. Foxy Brown would probably be the one that I would say that impressed me the most. Just the sheer amount of customization on this car. Like the trim was, the rear hatch glass trim was deleted, and they did a flush mount on the window. They did it on the quarter, they did it on the T-tops. They integrated a smooth, I don't know if anybody got footage of just that car, but you could make an 8-minute video, 10-minute video content creation of just that car. What's up, Barefoot Rides? All right, Broken Tool, I'll see you soon. I appreciate you hopping in the chat or whatever. Appreciate you. But yeah, Foxy Brown, I think he's on Instagram as well. I don't know if some of you have Instagram at all. Foxy Brown Fox. I think that's what it is. Oh, definitely, here it is. Foxy Brown Fox. About 1,200 followers. This car is insano. Just the sheer detail in it, in the customization. I think somebody had mentioned what. Somebody mentioned what. There was a custom shop. I can't remember. Started with a D. But anyways, going back to what we were talking about with the Foxbody genre, it's, you know, the genre is so strong, and it really showed this weekend. And I'm super duper impressed. And I'm not saying that for no apparent reason at all, but just to say that it was strong. And I think everybody that watches this live stream, or everybody that's came to the live stream, would agree that was there. What's up, Lamar Richardson? How you doing? How do you do? How do you think of the Fab Forums vehicle? You talking about that like rat rod looking thing? That thing was sick. And the Red Coyote Swap coupe. What's up, dude?
What's going on, brother?
Can you guys hear him pretty well? Are you have it on another thing here? Or let me. Ooh, that's my laptop. I want to break that.
Can you hear me okay?
Can I hear you? Can you hear him okay?
I live in the middle of the woods, so my reception's not always the greatest.
Well, you need to pay the bill. You need to pay the damn bill then. Here, I'll put you up on the. I'll put you actually up on the camera. They should be able to hear you very well now. Go ahead.
What's going on, everyone?
All right, so what do you see from Foxtoberfest?
What did I see from Foxtoberfest?
From the podcast, you know, what's your take on it?
I'll tell you what, honest to God truth, like I've never been to Foxtoberfest before. I've obviously heard about it because, you know, I'm a diehard Mustang guy. But I'll tell you what, honest to God truth, I was blown away. Like, I've never seen, and this is going back, like, I mean, obviously everyone knows, like, my parents' history. Like, my dad raced for many years, you know, always did NMCA, NMRA, and obviously NMRA is, like, a huge, you know, Mustang dealer. Even Fun Ford, like, some of those, like, I don't know, like, this show, I just completely blown away of how many, you know, especially Foxbody Mustangs.
And we're not even trying to fluff that shit. We're not even. That's a legitimate thing to say.
Like I've been to a ton of Fun Ford weekends,
right?
And throughout the country, you know, not just like our local ones, you know, they had, but like, you know, Ohio back in the day, and Florida, and, you know, obviously Pennsylvania, because they used to have them at Maple Grove. But just in general, you know, Fun Ford weekends, and Fun Ford weekends used to be huge.
Yeah,
like
they
were bigger than NMRA at one point. But yeah, like and that wasn't, and for this weekend, even though it was Foxtoberfest, there was a ton of other Mustangs that were in the spectator section.
That's correct.
You know, so it wasn't just Fox bodies too. So just in general, yes, there was, you know, what, 718, I think it was.
Yes,
total
Fox
bodies
bodies
there
only.
was a ton of other Mustangs there too.
Yeah, it was funny because we got followed out by 3 Terminators when I took you on that ride.
Yeah.
Gapplebees.
Gapplebees, that's right. Yo, listen, anytime that Danny says that, you know, his car is making series power, I stand for it, absolutely. And I couldn't think of a better person to send a trans to other than myself, because I know I would test the crap out of it. But let me tell you all, Danny can drive. I was in the car. I've been in a ton of fast cars. I've been in Pop's car, obviously, a million times. Danny can back gears with the rest of them, I promise you.
Yeah, you know what? I appreciate that. You know, it's your dad is the king, and I've always looked up to Bangin' Bob for years, and I just really wish they had Instagram and Facebook and YouTube back then, or at least Instagram. Your dad would have been 100,000 followers.
Even GoPros,
huh?
Like even GoPros. Like
even
I
just
wish they had
tape.
GoPros so I could stick one, you know, in his car with him banging and, you know, old 3550 TKOs, you know, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, there was no GoPros back then.
Right.
You know,
right.
it was, there was barely any good cell phones back then either.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
Actually,
The
any
cell
kind
phone
of
was a block.
in-car camera that we had, it was always like one of those old camcorders that we would duct tape to like the roll cage.
Yeah, don't.
You made work.
Hey, who had the Sears? What was it? Like $1 a minute phone that was like this big, had a little antenna in it.
Oh yeah.
I had it for about a month until my bill came out. It was like $750.
Right,
I'm like, dude, I'm 19. So
yeah, this weekend, I let's put it this way: if you weren't there this year, for whatever reason, no problem. Make sure you definitely pencil in. If you're a true Foxbody person, or even just a Mustang person in general.
In general.
This is a show that you need to be at next year.
And it's not, listen, and it's not, again, we're not here to try to sell it for Matt and Jen.
No,
we're just
they're wonderful people, don't get me wrong, but like the show is that exciting and that fun. Like, just, all the things that we did beforehand, with the meet and greet, at the beer factory, I forget what it was called, distributor. And then, we did, obviously the podcast, that was awesome. That was a great experience. The Halloween party, at the hotel, and then the actual show, like, yeah.
Yeah, dude, yellow Foxbody guy. I mean, I didn't get a chance to talk to him or even collaborate at all with him, and I kind of missed out, but dude had a yellow tuxedo on. And I'm like, you could spot his shit from like 3 rows over. I'm like, oh, there he is. Who had the best costume? Who do you think had the best costume?
There was a couple. I actually kind of like Lou Creatives because I'm a huge Days of Thunder person, and he was Cole Trickle, and I thought that was awesome. Did 417 Fox announce what he was to everyone?
Yeah, they all figured it out. They all figured it out. Was he?
Okay, yeah, I mean, that was also him and I forget his buddy, that dressed as Cal, but they were Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby, and
Shake and bake, baby. You like me some Fig Newtons. Fig Newtons, baby. I like Fig Newtons.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I've always been a Days of Thunder person. So Blue Creative as that Cole Trickle, that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I was just like, man, he was waving at me. I couldn't figure out who it was until obviously, you know most of the people by the cars.
Right.
And you're like, oh. So I had a good time. We drew a little bit of crowd. We talked to Fox Chamber. That was a blast. Busted him on some Illuminati stuff. I was like, you was just throwing people off the trail. You know that, right?
Right.
It was funny.
But I mean, it's great to have an event, and I know it's not just Foxtoberfest because obviously we were out in Illinois for kind of Sean's show.
Chicago,
and then obviously everyone gets together for Caleb's event, at for Takeover. But like anytime that you can get together, just in general, like go to one of those shows and actually meet like all of you guys, obviously yourself and Gearhead and Fox Chamber, 417, everyone. It's just it's nice to finally put. Not a face to it because I know we see you guys on camera all the time, but like to actually meet you and get your true personality, like off camera personality, I should say.
Yeah.
See how humble you guys are. Like you guys are all amazing. Like you guys are all
appreciate that.
You're real. You're down to earth. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people can relate to you. It's like when you and I went for your car ride, like that brought me back like 20 years ago, maybe longer, 25, 30 years ago, I guess. When Dad and I used to cruise up and down the roads, and that's all you would see is Fox bodies and stuff, and
right.
It's like, oh yeah, Dad, hammer, drop the beer.
Drop the hammer.
Like that just brought me back, So, but yeah, I'm a little tired, not gonna lie. We drove all night, but we made it home safe. But what an amazing event, seriously.
Yeah, definitely. We like I said, me and Katie. I mean, it was just no reason to, leave at 6 in the morning. So we left at like 3 in the morning. And I'm going to be honest with you, that was probably one of the hardest trips for me to drive because
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys, I'm sure some of you guys work early as hell. Some of you guys got some crazy hour jobs that you have to drive pretty far for or whatever. But, I didn't realize, I kind of effed up because I didn't really realize, you about to drive 10 hours on 2 hours of ish sleep. After the freaking event all day, which I was smoked from as far as like the wind and shit. You know what I mean? So I was just like, I was kind of impressed.
It's a long day for sure. I mean, Dave and I mean, we went down, but for Saturday's event, we were up at 5 a.m. We got to the actual show, around 6:30, 7 o'clock. You're there all day, and you meet hundreds of people, talk to hundreds of people. You're smoked. You know what I mean? You're done, and then you drive home. You know what I mean? So I get it definitely, but I'll tell you what though, it's worth it.
You suck it up.
It's definitely worth it.
You freaking suck it up.
Yes.
Because your subscribers sit here and listen to your shit. That's basically what I said to myself. I'm like, they listen to you ramble. You suck it up. You get down there to North Carolina, shake some hands, and you drive your ass back.
That's right.
And that's basically what that's basically what I told, I told Katie, I just put everything on hold and I says, you know what? This is for the subscribers. I go there to meet the subscribers. Dude, I barely was around. Thank God for Katie and you and Chris at Vengeance sitting right there with my car. I mean, I got like 5 text messages like, you need to bring your ass over here. I'm over here at the dyno, like all the way across the lot, like watching the dyno stuff.
Yeah, no. Don't be lying to the subscribers. You were shopping over.
I was swap meeting too, bros. I mean, come on, I'm keeping it real, bro. I'm keeping it real. I mean, how many guys in my chat right now? How many of y'all been to a swap meet?
Another bin full of parts. I'm like,
shit. I had like 3 bins, and I had like this bracket and a smog pump, and I had these valve covers. Shit, I had all kind of stuff, man. Hey, swap meets is...
You just see him walking back with another crate full of stuff and a big old grin on his face, like, "Yep, this just happened."
They was all making fun of me, man. I don't really care. It's all good, man.
That's all part of it, though.
I'm gonna take. Listen, one of those totes is just full of dash parts, and I don't know if you guys check out, Foxcast. I restored his console, and I ended up. Just getting just a ton of just the small parts. Like I'm picky on broken tabs. I'm picky on cracks and shit. I'm at the point now with my my restoration that, if I'm going to sell somebody a part or if I'm going to restore something for one of my cars or for a customer's car, the shit can't be broke. I'm like, oh, there was already a chip in that tab or whatever. No. It's at the point. I'm not going to throw the secondhand parts away if they are, but that's what I was looking for. I was looking for the clips on the fuse box covers, the speaker grills, the upper vents, like I sold you, or not sold you, but like I gave you. Mm-hmm. I'm meticulous with that shit. And Cousin Paul here at Neo Mustangs does an absolute ridiculous job. I mean, we have perfected that. Almost to the point that it's just like, we actually have customers that are probably... that are reaching out to me through eBay and through emails saying, hey, I already got the shit and it's in good shape. It's just really nasty and stuff. And I'm just like, well, we have our own different ways, just like you and Bob and your mom have, your own special things that you guys do to transmissions, the TKO 603 3-gear fix and what you guys do to the 3650s. That's not shared knowledge. That's just something that you guys do in the company. That's a
Bob
specialty.
is very particular. I mean, it's funny because, like, when I go, to be honest with you, I don't have a whole lot of chance to go out to the shop, to help him out throughout the day because, what Dave and I do, on the back end of the site and, website stuff, we're kind of, trying to get new products and stuff like that all on there.
Right.
But, when I do get out to the shop and, I do watch Pops, I'm trying to think of a good word to call it, but, like, he's very, very picky, if that makes, if
that's
you
right.
Follow me. But, down to, the silicone, like, most people will just blab, silicone on there, put the case on and call it done. No, not him. He cleans everything down with a razor blade, cleans it all down with card cleaner, puts a nice little thin bead, and then goes it all around with his fingers so it's real nice and, it doesn't look like crap.
That's
what
right.
I mean? He works on everything like it's his own.
Meticulous. Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's just the type of person that he is.
And I think it goes to show the meticulousness with Fox bodies and restoration and what I do here at Neil Mustangs and what cousin Paul does, what cousin Fred does.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's you got to look at it like I wouldn't put that shit in my car.
Absolutely.
Because if you put it in my car, then I'm going to be married. If I sell it to somebody or put it in a customer car, then you're going to be married to it. And nobody, especially in the retail business, that puts something custom. When somebody's customizing a part, it's they're putting their own their own heart, their own passion into it. You know what I mean? Their own twist on
Absolutely.
it. So you do it right or you do it twice.
Absolutely.
So.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, you got to remember too, like, none of us are millionaires, otherwise we wouldn't be doing this, right? So, we all work hard for what we have, and, you want to make sure that you do a good job, and, like you said, if you hit the nail on the head, like, you work on this stuff like, it's going in your own personal car, and that's how, Bob always kind of done it, and I can definitely tell. I had a chance to, run over to Fox Gas quick and, check out Pop's car. I looked inside and, that stuff looked like it was factory.
My
like
mission,
factory,
I'm on a mission to help Caleb.
Attention to detail to it for sure.
Yeah, I'm on a mission to help Caleb. I actually spotted him out a couple parts from the swap meet that Pop's car was missing. Not that he's asking me to do any of that. That's not what we're doing here. But I'm pretty good friends enough with Caleb to help him. I mean, he's making Pop's car, a really, really mint resto. And I think that's where Foxbody's kind of are going-ish. I mean, we have taken them apart for so many freaking years that I think what you're going to see in the next 5 to 10 years is you're going to see a transition of, instead of resto modding them, which if some of you guys don't know what resto modding is, it's just, it's restoring the car, but with the parts that you deem fit. Whereas a total resto would be something that you put back. I forget the name of, what did Steve say the name of that was? Where you do the original parts. It's just a resto. If you're doing a resto itself, then you're going. I think that's pretty much the goal of what Foxcast is doing with his Pop's car. So.
Right. Your own personal take to it.
That's correct. Sure. That's correct. So outside of that, Foxtoberfest exceeded my expectations quite a bit, and I hate to make people feel bad here in chat, guys. That's not what we're doing. It's just, if you get an opportunity next year, we were just hoping to exceed 500 Fox bodies this year, and literally they nailed it. I mean, you want 500, we'll give you 7. You want 700, we'll give you 8. Let's try that next year. So if you guys get a chance to, it's a drive, but you know what? You got all year. You got all year to pencil it in, and come check it out. I'd like to see.
There's definitely events that you want to mark on your calendar for sure. I mean, I know us personally, Hanlon Motorsports, we try to plan out our year. Obviously for show season, because we do a lot of shows, with Tremic.
Right.
And then, there's other shows that are, kind of local to us that we do. And then we look at, okay, we work with a couple of YouTubers, what kind of shows are they doing? What kind of shows are going to be, at least relative to, our business. Definitely want to check out, Foxcast Media's, Ford Takeover. I did have a moment to talk to him briefly. We are going to go to that. And I know you've been to that personally before. I think, once or twice now?
Right.
So, and, just seeing everyone's video, like, that's definitely something that you don't want to miss.
Yeah.
And I think that's in the beginning of May.
He's going to be, I talked to Caleb quite a bit this weekend, just about Fox bodies. That's what we do. So.
Right.
He
I mean, I
is.
know he
This
doesn't
is
have
the
an
end of the
exact
year.
date, but
This is.
usually his past events have been, I believe, May.
Yeah,
This year,
so be patient because this is his last. I mean, you got to give Foxcast a little bit of time to kind of recuperate. He's been to 3 freaking events in the last like month, and
Oh, yeah.
he's got to have. I'm sure he's gonna have wind down for some fam time, and he's gonna be sitting down with the guys at the track, sitting down with the guys, setting up FTO for next year. And he doesn't tell me to say any of that.
Tired? Definitely Caleb, because didn't he drive to Texas for the LMR event?
That's correct. He drove to Texas,
came home, and then literally drove to North Carolina.
He went Mustang week, had a couple weeks
I forgot
off.
about Mustang week, yes.
Yeah, went to LMR, and then the next week went to, and I know Brutal wishes he could have made it too. I know he really wishes he could have made the Foxtober event. And goes without saying. Goes without saying.
Especially if you got a family too. I get it.
That's
Absolutely.
Correct. You got a demanding job, or and there's a lot of people that can relate to that. That's here in chat that might be watching the live stream or might watch the live stream. Life happens, man. When you're busy, you're busy, and whether it's with family or making money.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we left right from the show to come straight home. I got 2 boys, and I wanted to at least do some family time today and go trick or treating.
That's awesome.
So I got that opportunity to come home. Yes, I was tired. I napped a little bit today, not gonna lie, but I got to spend time with my boys, and we went trick or treating. So
yeah. So what do we got coming up? Have you guys did you sell any TKXs at the show?
We did not, but we have a lot of people that are definitely interested. So I actually I had a chance to check our stats like for web views today because Dave and I are like really big on like all of our numbers and stats. Our website had, the last time I checked, had almost 2,000 views, and that was at 1 o'clock today.
Nice. We should post our code up. Now, remember, guys, if you do free Swag Neo, you get the free shipping, which is $150 value, and we throw in a T-shirt in a box. So, Hanlon doesn't pay me to say stuff like that, so let's clear that up. They did, the TKX is still in their name that I have, but I've been doing business with Hanlon for 40 or 50, or excuse me, about 10 or 15 years. I spent tens of thousands of dollars with them. So there's a natural business progression to that happened well before the channel even got involved. So
that and loyalty for sure. Like I know you and I have spoken on that, before,
yeah.
But definitely a loyalty. And honestly, I couldn't think of a better person to, say, hey, I need you to test the crap out of this transmission and give me your honest take.
That's right.
I mean, other than putting it in my own personal car, which, I told you before, I just, something I didn't want to do because I am making a full race car. So
I mean, you got the G101A though, still too, though.
I'm sorry?
Don't you still have a G-Force G101A? A 101A?
I do. Yep. So mine is a full-born, race car. I got very expensive wheels, brakes, so it's not really a street car no more.
Somebody's getting gapped.
I don't want to drive it on the street. Let's put that. So,
are you going to come out of the trailer with the white New Balances?
On a new trans, it's just not feasible for myself. So,
right.
To contact, obviously a friend, but, more important, a loyal customer and say, hey, I know you have a channel, you're a great friend of ours, you're a great customer of ours. I need you to test this, and I couldn't think of a better person.
I'm gonna tell you what, and I said this in the live stream. I had probably, and I'm gonna kind of leave this for the end of the live stream here. I had literally 30 people come up to me talking about that's all they wanted to talk about was the TKX, and they're looking at me and they were telling me, they were saying, so which one is it? And I knew what they were talking about. Mm-hmm. Like, which one do you want? And I told them, and I'm like, look. Like the you're not going to beat the T56 strength. I mean, the 3650 comes pretty close, right? I mean, if not stronger.
It does with certain modifications.
That's correct. Yes. And Hanlon does that, and he pushes that a lot, and that's a great transmission. But just out of the box, T56 Magnum, it's really hard to, you know, check its strength because you're just not going to exceed it. Whereas TKX, you know, they were I just told them, like, as for shifting and pure strength wise, T56 period, end of story. But
absolutely,
the TKX is too new to really kind of lowball them on that because they've done so much design reverse engineering in this transmission. And I was telling them the one thing I like the most about it, and I told everybody the same thing. If I can keep the TKX in my black car and make 700 wheel on this new turbo and it not break, what's that telling you? You know what I mean? It holds the horsepower on a radial. It holds the horsepower on a street tire. I mean, it's tough to drive. I mean, I'm almost embarrassed because my car's full exhaust, and the fact that I'm running around with, you know, 200 treadwear tires on the back of my black car, you know, my tires are just balling up on the wheel when I'm taking off, and it was just like, you know, I wanted to put Andrew in the back seat when I was trying to do the $100 challenge or some shit, but you know, you just can't get any traction on the regular. I don't have a really good. They were out of 315 35 17s for God only knows how long with the street drag radials. And so I just said, screw it. I just went with the Nittos that still were on from from LMR's website. So they hook pretty good. It's a big footprint. That's why I like those 315s in the back. So, you know, 600-700 horsepower. It's all day.
That thing gets down. I'll tell you what, I was pretty impressed. Like, I know, you know, just by following your channel and watching all the dyno videos and numbers, but like when you're actually in the car and you're experiencing, that car gets down.
I mean, it's only on like 11,
no lie about that.
Like 12 pounds. I think what
rowdy.
we do.
It's pretty loud. I give it to him. And doing the two-step in the parking lot, and everyone's looking at you like, what the hell just
You're
happened?
like, why is this car backfiring? That thing's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's lying to y'all. That car it's real nice. And the fact that it's still original paint too. You guys got to remember that car's, what year is that again? A 90, 91?
It's a 90. My car wasn't, my car isn't a show quality car. It's nice. I keep it clean. You can see your face in it. It looks nice. It's not, it's not a 10-foot paint job. It's the original paint, obviously, from the clear coat you see coming off the top of it. But, it's got its nicks and scratches and its dings, and it's got stickers all over it. I don't think anybody had stickers but me. And they're like, look at this guy. He's got freaking stickers everywhere like a race car. I'm like, nah, it's a street car. We drive shit out of it. And,
See, that's the thing. That's the thing you just mentioned right there. You drive it.
I drive the shit out of that car.
So it's not a garage queen. It's not a trailer queen. You drive that car. So for it to look as good as it does, and you driving that car, that tells you something.
No, I appreciate that.
Don't let him kid you. It's a nice car. It is.
And we're going to be doing some things to it. I mean, we're going to be, we're possibly going to put the 408 that we have in the white car here and just switch engines, but that's not going to change its horsepower. It'll give it more torque. But like I was telling you at the show, we're probably with the black car. Some of you guys that might be interested that follow the black car, we're probably going to be doing quite a bit of Resto mod to it this year, meaning that we're going to get into the paint. I do have a date lined up in December to take it over to to have it painted. I'm just debating whether I want to pull the engine and swap engines, because the 363 naturally, if I want to run 899s in this white car behind me, I need to do it on that 363, because I could make, with that big turbo I just showed you guys, I could probably make close to 900 to 1,000 wheel and run 890s on a bad day with this car. And the white car is still full weight street car, but it's more of a safer race car. And you're gonna race street the white car, and then I'll just leave the black car alone, make good horsepower, you know what I mean, and just and do exactly what we did this past week and take it to an event and drive the shit out of it.
Absolutely.
So, and that's where I think Foxbodies, it's like the Foxbodies are getting to the age to where you have to almost choose. It's like you got your car show style car who might have a power adder on it, might make 400 wheel. That's awesome. But like when you start getting into the 5, 6, 7, 800 horsepower, you're talking about, Coyote swap cars. You're talking about, 363s with big turbos. You're talking about Terminator swaps like Kenny Shawn's. You know what I mean? You're not seeing a lot of 351 stock bottom end stuff. This whole weekend, I didn't see a lot. My engine looks like it's been sent a lot of times. It doesn't have oil all over the place. It's not nasty. It's clean, but it's.
To be honest with you, it didn't look that bad. It looked pretty good.
I got rags around my. I didn't give a shit. I do have a catch can set up for that car. I was just lazy and didn't put it on.
That brings me right back to you drive your car. It is not a garage clean. It is not trailer everywhere you go clean. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you work on your car daily. You drive your car daily. Like if you literally want to take Katie to go get ice cream, you hop in that car right now and you go.
Yeah, and that's where it's taken me years of engineering, and I know that like when you start getting into different tiers of trying to make your street car, race car, street car, and driving it, the more you daily drive it. And the bigger the parts you put on it, the more stress. Case in point, Magnafuel 750.
I would be lying to you if I told you I was a little bit of jelly.
Okay.
Just because of the fact that, like, yes, I do have a race car. Do I want a street car again? Absolutely. After riding around in yours, oh my God. So I've been thinking about the whole way home. The 9 hours that I drove home, it's like, man, I want a street car again. I want something that's badass. I want something that's fast. I want something I can beat the crap out. I want something I can, literally pull up to Applebee's and start two-stepping and then, drive away. You know what I mean? Like, I want to drive her again. Like, I'm almost sorry that I made this a full-born race car. Like, could I switch it back? Yeah, it'd be a lot of work. But, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that you could literally hop in your car anytime you want, day or night, and just take it out and go. Like,
yeah, we drove it in the rain. That was the first time. I got to actually get it up on the lift. It had no problem driving in the rain, but that sucked for everybody. There's a lot of really, 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 really nice cars that were there. And then I feel so, it rained like every day, and it sucked. But
yeah, I think every day but Saturday. And it was still cloudy a little bit on Saturday.
It did warm up for like 4 or 5 hours, and it was nice. But, I got windburn and whatever.
Right.
This guy, Brutal, shows up. Look at Brutal. Street cars make me wet. Now, there was a lot of wet street cars this weekend, I'll tell you that. I feel bad. I feel bad for Chris at Infamous Project, and I feel bad because, his Dutch is like an air ride system. Mm-hmm. So he was driving that shit all over town, and I was just like, dude. He's like, I don't even want to talk about it. He's like, I don't even want to look underneath of it. I threw him a bottle of Ultimate, like, quick detail, and I was like, maybe this might help you a little bit. He had a little quick detailer. Same thing with Foxy Brown and War Admiral. I was just like, these cars I was talking about are freaking mint, dude. These cars are just, I could not find a flaw in Foxy Brown or War Admiral. I was stupid impressed with that car. And I feel bad for my dude because he got up on the dyno, and he's got a big, he's got an on-3 setup in that car. And I was talking to him for like 2 hours on how to try to make things a little bit different, a little bit better. And, he got up, he just made like 900 wheel or something like that like 2 weeks ago on the Terminator X. And then all of a sudden his wideband started going stupid. And it was just garbage on the dyno. And he was so mad and disappointed and embarrassed. I'm like, dude, you probably have one of the most custom coupes in this freaking parking lot right now. And it's absolutely, dude, you've got leather stitched seats with halo rests. Nobody has that here. I was like, your coupe is amazing. Stop it. You know what I mean? We know you make power. We've seen it. And his car is amazing. It's got a 363 as well. So, what's up, Brutal, my man? I see you creeping over there in the Kona. I knew you had me up here on live stream. You were just hiding. I do the same thing to you.
So what do we got next? I know we're both in the Northeast, but show season.
This is it. This is the last. This is the last event for the year. You mean events?
Yeah, I know we have a couple more. I think we have one that's close to us this coming weekend.
Yeah, you got a handful of them coming.
And then we do 2 shows with Tremick, one in Moultrie, Georgia, and and one at Daytona. But that's pretty much it for us. And then everyone loves snow. That's what we get next. But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, as far as show season. But I know we have a bunch of new things in the works too, and I know you and I spoke about some changes and stuff like that coming up for the channel. But anything else new and exciting that we can maybe sneak peek for some or your subscribers?
Well, we're gonna make a ship. Like I said, we're gonna stick this big BFT on the black car and see if the 363 can make a little bit of awesome horsepower. And we'll put the 76, 75 on the shelf for a while. I'm pretty sure that I don't know if that's going to fit on my modified B&G kit yet, but we'll see. My 363 wants to make some freaking power, so we're gonna leave the TKX. We're gonna leave that TKX in the car. We're gonna put the we're gonna tune it, and then we're gonna put the Chris's Vengeance clutch in. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that this turbo fits on the kit, which it should, which is what I'm gonna mess with this week. I mean, we go right back to the dyno and F around on some binary editor, some A9L stuff, brutal. Just kidding. Anyways, and we'll make some power. I mean, we're gonna make a little bit more power on that TKX and have a little bit more fun, and and then we're gonna put Chris's clutch in over the winter because, like I said, I gotta send the McLeod out to get rebuilt. So there you have it. That's the black car. If it does go to paint, we may pull the motor, like I said, and we may swap motors at the same time. But I'm always moving shit and changing stuff, and I need to stop. But for sneak peek for the channel, definitely going back to Pop's car. Like I said, we got a tubular K-member coilover set that's going in Pop's car. I mean, we're talking about some swap meet shit that I found, guys. That's why I like swap meet stuff. So
you never know what you're gonna find at a swap meet, and I think that's what makes it so
fun. Dude, I love swap meets. I have a car parts addiction.
It's like bro. Yard sailing for car guys. That's all it is.
I should make a T-shirt that says "I heart swap meets."
Yes.
There you go, brutal. I heart swap meets. And have like a Foxbody and like a Foxbody. Well, I don't know. Foxbody and like parts or some shit. Our engines love the winter here. Yeah, that's for sure. A9 Life shirts coming soon. You doing that one? Love that cold dense air. That's true. So yeah, that's what we got for sneak peeks. I think we're gonna stick this turbo on the black car. I'm pretty sure it'll run on the tune it's on now. I just have to bust open the laptop. I'm lazy right now though, because I mean we just had a long weekend.
That's true.
We would have had 800 Fox bodies if Brutal was there.
Probably.
They would have been coming to see the world famous Nakia Hester. End of story. Period. Point blank. Done. Might have had to switch over his harness at the same time right there in the parking lot. Sandy says, don't give her ideas, LOL.
So, but no, you got Fox Days of Christmas coming up soon too.
Yeah, it's good. It's funny you mentioned that, and he's here in chat. That's awesome. So yeah, we got Fox Days of Christmas coming up. I have bought 3 things, and I think you're going to be giving. We're still talking about what we're going to do with the collaboration of the I think you're doing something with Brutal as well, aren't you?
I believe so. Let me say this real quick. So on the topic of Fox Days of Christmas, and I'm not trying to sell this, in any way. And trust me, Neil or Brutal, they don't tell me to sell or say this. But if you guys are not, a member, of either of those channels, you guys need to, do the membership and become a member. The perks that you guys get, watching the videos sooner.
Appreciate that.
And then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the members are eligible for certain prizes, for the Fox Days of Christmas, if I'm not mistaken.
No, we're going to do something a little bit different with that. But yes, okay. The members are definitely going to be
But I think there's certain prizes or certain things that only members can get, right?
No, it's gonna be free to everybody.
Okay. Okay.
We're gonna run it free to everyone. I do have a gift for my members just from myself. You know what I mean? Just me in general.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be something that's separate that I'm just giving to them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
As far as like
me personally, and you know this obviously, I have two YouTube accounts. I have one that's my personal account, and then I have one that's a business. And I can tell you, they didn't ask me to do the membership. I did it on my own for both. Actually, I do it for anyone that has the membership. So it definitely supports the channels. I see what these guys do, to bring you guys content and and whatnot, keep the channel going. But definitely make sure you guys take the time to like and subscribe.
If you guys
Definitely
don't
helps
know,
out their channels. Join the memberships. Any of that, it definitely goes back to you guys. It definitely doesn't go to them. It definitely helps their channel keep going, of course, but it's all about you guys and giving back to you guys. So definitely take the opportunity, whatever you can. You don't have to do the most expensive one, but whatever you can do, that helps. So for what that's worth.
yeah, and brutal. I mean, if I put a link here in chat if you guys are interested in becoming a member of the channel. I mean, like I said, all the money from my channel and stays in the channel, much like Nikia's. There's no secret to any of that. We don't need that. We're here. That's here for the channel. You know what I mean? It's for the channel to grow. And the Fox Days of Christmas is if Brutal wants to link his membership, he can link his membership in here too. He's got an LX, a Cobra, and LX GT and Cobra packages. But it's just listen. You spend more on. I'm not afraid to talk about monetization, but you spend more at freaking lunch on any given Friday than some people. Than these memberships even play out to be. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? For a year. So
I mean, a lot of people got to realize, you guys this is not your full-time deal. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
this is just a side hustle.
Your own jobs, you have families, you know what I mean? You have a life, and for you guys to, do this for the Mustang community, the least that we could do is do our part, with a little bit of a membership, payment to you guys, and definitely, get that back in return, by the content and everything that you guys, bring to, the Mustang community.
And there's definitely, a large following. I mean, it goes without saying, Brutal's channel's been on fire for a while. His content's, has went to help a lot of people. The TPS, the camshafts. And, it's great to be part of something like that. And
absolutely.
We're going to give back. We're giving back, bro.
Car enthusiasts. I'd be lying if I told you that I don't go back and watch some of your earlier videos. Me helping out some of my friends, that just recently got Mustangs, and hey, I need to, figure this out. I think I called you a couple weeks ago about, tuning or setting up a speed density car, with a blower on it, with an FMU.
That's correct.
It's like I definitely go back and watch, old videos. So that content is definitely there, but, and that wouldn't be there if you guys didn't, do your part by, providing that all for us. So, we definitely appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone else definitely does. So, the least thing that we could do is, help out. So.
Well, I mean, and that our channel. Okay, I was talking about this with another content creator this weekend. Actually, I was chatting with Caleb a little bit. I was like, listen, videos that we're doing have an echo, and B can chime in on this. And I wish I could have him here and in the conversation as well. But videos like TPS, wiring a fuel pump, Donnie Beast, Terminator, he's here in chat, so it reminded me his Terminator X videos are the go-to. My fuel pump video, which doesn't have 100,000 views, but these have an echo in the community. My wiring harness video, they're not something that's going to be, they're not viral. That's just not viral. You know what I mean? But it's got an echo in the community that's always going to have somebody coming back or a group of people coming back to say, how did they do that? How did they do that? How did they do that? And the how-to videos, you want those videos that are gonna, that are gonna be popular, that are gonna bring people in. But those videos that echo, like I think B just did the TPS shit. Let me tell you what. I didn't even look at my TPS on my black car until I was talking to him about base auto reset not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. And he was, and it just dawned on me. He's like, maybe you should check your black cars. It's been running like shit lately. And sure enough, my TPS was 1.27, which is out of range. And usually when you put these cars together, we don't think, hey, when you set it, it's done. No. So it reminded me, I got to talking to him about that. And I think he just released a video this past Friday with TPS. Those videos have echoes, man. And they may not be the best videos we make, but they're always there and they're always constant. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think that's where I'm gonna, stick. I'm gonna stay with that. I think one of the better videos I got coming up is with the black car putting the Cadillac brakes on with the S&S kit. Make it easy. Jason Fields, I appreciate your super chat, man. $9.99, man. I'm sorry that I missed that. I seem to hear. I was just staring off in the distance talking to my man Hanlon here. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to like, I got Brutal here in chat. I mean, me and the kid talk about Foxbodies, guys. I'm not in competition with B. Not in competition with Caleb. Never was. Those guys are my friends, and I consider them my friends. Like Talladega Nights, shake and bake. Just kidding. I like Fig Newtons. But,
That's going to be stuck in my head for the next week.
Shake and bake? Yeah, it does make me feel pretty good, too, B, just to be able to help somebody. It's not just the help part, it's the echo in the community. When you got guys coming up telling you, dude, at Foxtoberfest, I had 100 guys. And I'm not here patting myself on my back, bro. That's not what I'm here to do. But, if I will for 5 seconds, I mean, it made me feel good. I had like 100 people come up to me and say, bro, you helped me out, do that engine build, that engine build with the Fobra motor and the OM3 stuff and the dad's car. And I'm just like, you kind of get the heartbeat of where your channel's at, and then you're like, all right, I got to make more content for that shit. I got to stop trying to chase nines. So.
You're not wrong. I definitely heard it throughout the day myself, too. Just like people coming up and you're like, oh my God, you're Neo Mustangs. Oh, right. You're 417 Fox. Oh, you're Foxcast. Oh, wow, Yeah, you definitely hear it. The content is definitely there between all the guys.
Brutal.
People are watching for
Did
sure.
I touch a drum set? Did we just become best friends? I know that's probably Step Brothers and Talladega Nights are probably two of my favorite movies. I know pretty much all the lines to them, bro.
Me too.
You see that signature right there? What do you say? That's Randy Jackson's signature. When Randy Jackson's around, you just find something for him to sign. I couldn't agree more. That's what he said. Anyway, I'm being silly now. So, anyways, guys, it's been a long weekend. Let's do some maintenance. I think Brutal's got a couple. We got 3 videos coming up this week. I'm sure he can tap in on this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I don't have shit ready. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm gonna bring a video out, it's gonna be Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. We're gonna take Dad's car to the dyno, so I know a lot of people want to see that stuff. I'm gonna continue to work on, this Foxtoberfest video and how I want to actually approach it. It won't be super hype, but it'll be fun.
You have the video with the TKX. Is it a buy or a bust coming out too?
Yes, good call. Shit, that's a good call. So we got a lot to talk about with the T56 and the TKX. Is it a buy or a bust? And guys, the guys in the green. When you guys, when you guys members, and you're a member yourself, You know, I appreciate everything you guys have done to the channel. You've helped our channel a lot. You guys just watching the watch time, dude. I appreciate everybody. Dude, the Fox, it's a good time to be in the Fox body genre. Period. End of story. If you own a Fox body, you're part of this community. And you know, let me tell you what, we were on a podcast this past weekend and we just talked about it earlier in live chat. A lot of other clubs are jealous of what we're doing. I wouldn't say jealous, more than envious. And they wish they had that sort of a collaboration that we have.
Let's put it this way. The eyes are on the Fox body community. Right
That's
now.
correct. The eyes are on us.
The eyes are definitely on the Fox body community right now. For sure.
Yes. So, fellas, I appreciate Timmy, dude. Timmy Two Wires. I appreciate the super chat, dude. I appreciate you guys. All this money from ad revenue stays in the channel. Like I was telling you, you guys probably see a little bit of a list here. I got a list of Christmas stuff we're gonna be buying for the channel, and I know Brutal's got his own list, and we're gonna be giving back to it very soon. So, anyways, yeah, you got anything else to? I think, dude, that's a good call. I forgot about the buyer bus video. I mean, it's only gonna get like 1,000 views because nobody gives a shit about TKX right now, as far as like content.
To be honest with you, I don't understand why. And this is not, you know, to sell people on it either, but like, that's a badass transmission.
That's a bad. Listen, I'm gonna end the live stream. Look, not many people watch the live stream in its full intent, so I can go ahead and give away the goodies at the fucking end. That's a badass transmission.
Here he goes. He's been telling people all weekend.
Dude, I know you don't want me to tell them. What did I do? What have I been doing to that transmission I shouldn't be doing?
I'm not even gonna say it.
Am I allowed to say it?
You know why? Because I guarantee you someone's going to do it. And be like, I saw Neil Mustangs do it. Why can't I do it?
Okay, so the question is, can I power shift it? Yes.
Oh, he can shift it. Let me tell you, he can shift it.
Can you power shift
in
it?
Mexico,
Yes.
I personally witnessed it.
Can you 7K power shift it? Yes. And if you were at Foxtoberfest, Hanlon showed everybody why. It's got a three-piece blocker ring, 3-piece synchronizer ring set. So it's like triple engaging. Whereas the old TKOs were a freaking copper.
I forgot to give that to you. My mistake. I will send that out tomorrow for you, so you can show everyone.
Hey, Brutal, I fully expect a shifting video from you on that clone. I mean, it's running decent right now, right? So I don't want you to go out and mess it up. I want to see the power shit, boy. I did it with my man Andrew in the car. We did another thing too, but I'm gonna leave it out, and he doesn't want me to tell you.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You already told everyone's.
No, I'm not gonna say it, bro, because you're right. Because if I say it, then
I'll just say, Neil. Listen, what people also don't realize, you have everything right in order to do that, though, too.
The clutch adjustment, the clutch. Yeah, right. I got it set up pretty good. Dude, when I get that bass, game is over for that transmission. It's going to be dope. You got a bass coming. So before we go, you got a bass in order right now, right?
I do.
Damn, we need to get that out A-stat.
It's coming.
Not just for me, but you got a real shifter bass coming, like a Pro 5.0 shit.
It's gonna be the new TKX Atari joystick.
Yes, baby, let's go. Ping, 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 ping. It's all day, every day, baby. Dude, I probably put 300 miles on my Black Fox this past week.
And then some.
And then some.
A couple black marks here and there.
Couple flames sticking out. Hey, Brutal, I had a 3-foot flame come out my tailpipes, couple of them.
At least.
What the pow? What the pow?
Yo, listen. Concord sounded like the streets of Compton.
like a 50 count. Boom, 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 boom.
I never heard a two-step as loud as that dang thing.
Hey, that's the border.
I couldn't hear for like an hour. We went to dinner and he's talking. I'm like, huh? What?
Power. Pow, 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 pow. I can only hear everybody
but
but
back to
you.
the TKX thing, though, like, not to sell that, but like that is a badass transmission. Like, I really I don't understand why people are still waiting.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's proven.
It's proven. I mean, and we're gonna make more power with that turbo. We're gonna make more power.
So let me bring this up real quick. So this also goes back to like the 3650 that we do a ton of.
Okay.
And I got this question, asked probably about 30 times at the show yesterday.
Okay.
TKX or 3650, because we've been really known as the
3650.
I'm going to go TKX right now, and I'll tell you why. Cost.
And out of the box.
Out of the box. Availability right now, because to be honest with you, my time for rebuilds and custom builds is getting up there. But availability, out of the box, 3 shifter locations. I know it's not going to matter much for a Foxbody guy, but like if for whatever reason you decide that you don't have a Foxbody Mustang and just say you buy another kind of Ford that, has either a bench seat or, whatever, and you need to change shifter location, you have that option. Whereas a 3650, you do not. The other thing is the mechanical speedo and electronic speedo.
Right.
A 3650 is only electronic.
Right.
So if you want working speedo, you need to either do a conversion kit like I did for my car through Dakota Digital, and it's not cheap. I think it was like $330, or some sort of Abbott's kit.
Right.
Or you run a Holly Dash, a race pack, or Dakota Digital cluster and tie in through VSS. Where a TKX, you have mechanical speedo, so everything goes right in, or you can do electronic if you have it. The other thing is cross member. You have to change the cross member for a 3650.
Right. Whereas a TKX,
where you can do a slight little modification, for the TKX, TKO, to your factory one. So you have to buy a cross member for a 3650. So that's added cost. Dry shaft, you have to have a shorted dry shaft. Where, a TKX, you can use the same dry shaft, just change the yoke. That's it. And the yoke's like $100. So just added cost. The 3650, don't get me wrong, it's a badass trans too, but the TKX for, the Mustang guys, it's a no-brainer.
Right. It's a no-brainer. And you're not even just trying to sell it. Look, if I could sum it up for you, I've driven every transmission Tremec had. Multiple versions, TKOs, 3650, or excuse me, I have never driven a 3650, so I won't say that. So it's my bad. So anyways, all the TKOs, I hate them. I'll never drive a TKO again. Ever, ever, ever,
Absolutely.
ever.
Now, if this was, just say like a T5 versus a 3650, or, the old 3550 early TKO, or the TKO 500, 600 versus a TKX, or I'm sorry, a 3650, I would tell you 3650 all day long.
Yeah, the TKX is definitely taking the reins. And listen, if I could sum up the TKX like I was saying, Tremec basically built a transmission because they were sorry they put you through 30 years of bullshit with the TKO.
Absolutely.
Like that's basically what they did.
Honest to God truth. Like
honest to truth.
It only took 30 years of bitching, but prayers have been answered.
Prayers have been answered. The third gear is larger. There's 3-piece synchros. It shifts at high RPM. It's got a case similar to the T56-ish that's stronger. It doesn't flex as much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Prayer's been answered.
Here you go. Have fun.
I honestly think now Tremec rates these at 600 foot-pounds of torque. Now, they also rated the Magnum at 700 foot-pounds of torque. I have guys that have over 1,000 horsepower with a Magnum setup. They underrated the Magnum. That's been proven.
Yeah, that's been proven. I can tell you.
Definitely been proven. I think, and from everything that I've been seeing with, and especially with your car, I kind of think it's safe to assume that they underrated the TKX too.
Yeah, and you can.
On paper, it's still rated 600 foot-pounds of torque. But I think they underrated it.
Yes. So let's talk about weight real quick before we go on that. these transmissions are tested at load at around 4,000 pounds. So let me explain something to the chat real quick. When they rate these transmissions, they rate them at a 4,000 pound load. So naturally, if you do your math, Fox bodies don't weigh 4,000 pounds, they weigh 3. So technically, you should be safe at 650, 700 anyway, right? Mathematically speaking, quote unquote. But even then, it's kind of underrated. Now, you start really kind of peaking that number out, you start losing that gray area gets thinner, okay? Because third gear can still only hold so much. But it is larger, noticeably larger, and it's got a better synchro set in it, and it's stronger, and the case is stronger. One of the biggest problems TKO had was third gear was small. The case flexed like a board, and it just was built for an OE spec. So that's why the TKO had so many problems.
Right.
Anyways, so if you guys get a chance, I think Brutal had promised us a couple power shifting videos this week. I don't know. I ain't got that good weather down there. Matter of fact, it's 42 degrees and raining outside. Shit, it might be snowing out here right now. I ain't in Alabama, my man.
Full send, Brutal. Full send.
Full send. And I don't know if you've been watching his Papa T videos, but yeah. He shipped the ass out of that T56.
Dude, I was waiting for that T5 to pop.
He shifted the ass out of that transmission, boy. Woo! I was like, oh, get it!
Listen, I was always easy on, mom and dad's cars because I didn't want to hear dad complain that I broke a T5 or, whatever, and he had to fix it. So I was always easy on it.
Yeah, when I think it was right at the beginning of his intro. We were still talking about Brutal's. Still talking about Brutal's video with Papa T's car. If you're wondering, if you got to go check it out. I mean, I think right at the intro, right at the beginning, he was showing little nitpicks, little snips of him shifting the ass out of that poor T5 was like shit. And then it sounded like bolts in a dryer.
I know a guy that fixes those.
I know a guy who fixes them too.
Neil Mustangs.
No, he don't. No, I gotta get spinny bads fixed. Oh, I know a guy. Why I got you here on the horn, not to throw you out into the crowd. I think B needs a 3550 gone through.
All right, send it up.
That's what I figured. I figured you could handle that because I don't want to mess with that right now.
To be honest with you, I'm out in the garage and I'm staring at my own 3550 faceplate that I still got to put together.
Oh, you mean the one I'm looking at too over here? It's broken with third that you have parts to help me fix?
Yeah, you might as well send them up because I got 2 to do.
I mean, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. I don't give a shit. I mean, if you can, we can fix it. We'll fix it.
It never ends.
What's up, Gearhead 704? So, guys, like I said earlier in the stream, Gearhead 704 was one of the, if not the, collaborated channel for Foxtoberfest. So, him and Matt and Jen at FMR, they put on a really good show. So, make sure you check out his videos specifically, because he actually had a YouTube event for all of us outside of the actual event itself. That was part of the venue. So, he's here in chat. So I appreciate you, Gearhead, for what you do with Foxtoberfest. That shit was epic, and we're hoping to make.
Pretty clever riding around on the golf cart too.
What, right?
I thought I was being clever. I brought my little Razor foot scooter, and everyone was eyeing that up, and he's riding around the golf cart. Damn.
So, anyways, if you guys haven't had a chance, like I said, go check out the channels. We're going to be doing a different video of Foxtoberfest, so please, I'm not going to waste a lot of your time. I did a lot of driving around the city and checking out Concord, so my video is going to be a little bit different, but I'm sure Foxcast, Gearhead 704, Fox Chamber, Sean, Funky 50, God, there was the Infamous Project. There was a bunch of guys there that were doing a lot of really, really good vlogging. Matter of fact, Infamous Project posted his Saturday, and I think Gearhead just posted his a couple hours ago. So real good footage of the event. and I'm happy to have been part of that. Have a little fun on camera. Just great collaborating with YouTube. You gain a new respect, especially sitting at that podcast. You know what I mean? That was amazing.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
That building in general was really cool. That's another thing that you could talk about too. But you know, if you're down there, not only for just a show, but like, you know, you could check out the Mustang Museum. That's a newer building, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I think he was telling us. So, and they had one of the first 64.5 Mustangs ever sold there. That was there on display. So that was really cool.
Yeah, he had a Resto mod there. He had a regular mod, or excuse me, a Resto car there. He had a bunch of stuff. I mean, I got pictures with Tip and his better half, second half, whatever. His girl, I think it's his girlfriend. I don't know if it's his wife. Like, with the Celine car, and as well as Kenny Sean. So, yeah, Kenny Sean. There was a lot of YouTubers. There's good content, and I promise you guys that watch this stream.